Good evening. My name is Miguel Angel Rodriguez Jr., and today I'll be talking about pop culture. The pop culture that has influenced me within time, and this is why I love talking about these pop cultures. The pop cultures that I'm going to be talking about and what I'm interested in talking about. The categories are film, as in movies, and music. The first pop culture that I'm going to be talking about is movies. A movie that has been very important to me has been Blood and Blood Out. If you ever seen it, you know you know why I chose this movie as a pop culture phenomenon. A reason why I chose this movie was because it hits family, the word family. And you know, in a Mexican culture, if you've been it, you read about it, family is very important in the Mexican culture. I was introduced to this phenomenon by my dad because of my dad. Because when he was younger, he actually lived in the hood, or as others will say, the ghetto. Um, and I feel this movie is like a part of his life because he cares about his family and he doesn't want nobody to mess with his family. And if you've seen the movie, you know the saying "life's a risk." I feel that this saying is huge, like a huge connection to me because I take it as if you want to do something, just keep doing it, even if it takes a long time to do it. Seeing Blood and Blood Out has been a big influence on my life because I feel that it has really shown me the real definition of family. As I introduced it in the beginning, it really hits family, and I feel you should always care about your family. No matter what you do, no matter what people say, you should always care about your family. Have you ever been motivated? Like, if you have it, this is why you should see Rocky. Rocky has motivated me to never quit until you get what you want. I'm a huge Sylvester Stallone fan, and seeing his movies has never been a disappointment to me. That's why that's why when I got introduced to it, I got hooked on Rocky movies. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. It hasn't been a huge connection to me between me and Rocky, but the only connection I have is that it actually motivates me. That's the whole point of his movies. It really has influenced me when I started high school because I struggled in high school, whether it's because I'm dyslexic, I have trouble reading. People made fun of me because I didn't speak Spanish that well. So when I started seeing Rocky more often, that is what influenced me to start working out more. And that's what helped me get through high school. Remember, motivation is why I like seeing Rocky. And you should, if you haven't, you should consider seeing Rocky. That's a good movie. The next category that I want to be mentioning that I mentioned before was music. Music has been a huge impact on me. And I think it has impacted a lot of people as well. Whether they listen to oldies, classic rock, metal rock, hip hop, rap, doesn't matter what type of music, Spanish, it would impact you. No, it would impact you one way or another. Um, I'm writing about I'm writing about a 1970s band and a rising artist. In 1970, a band out of San Francisco, Steve Miller, created the band Steve Miller Band. Steve Miller Band very important. Is important to my life because my uncle passed away, and he's the one that knew all the information, whether it's Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Kiss. He knew like their background. He knew when, where they were gonna be. I feel that when he passed away, he passed the information to me. My dad and him, his brother, are technically the ones that introduced me to Steve Miller Band. And that's why I started listening to classic rock. I actually saw Steve Miller Band in the Don Haskins in 2016 of July. I consider it as an important life event because I actually met the artist. Well, not Steve Miller Band, not Steve Miller, but I met the drummer, the pianist, the guitarist, the bass guitar. I met them in a concert, and they were pretty cool. I feel that it was a huge impact in my life because I have met younger adults, younger teens that have actually heard of Steve Miller Band or like that type of music. And it's pretty cool to interact with someone at your age. And I started listening to Steve Miller Band when it actually came out in the 70s show. If you've seen it, you should know which song it is, The Joker. It's a good song. You should listen to it. Last but not least, Russ. I feel that Russ is important to me because I have actually seen a lot of his interviews. I have done a lot of research on him about his life, and I actually found it very interesting to me. And I find that his words have made me see and think about his life. It has made me feel like a different person because when he talks straight facts. That's what I like about him. I was actually introduced to this pop culture phenomenon when he actually came to El Paso to a concert on June 14, 2018. Sadly, I didn't attend. It was kind of late for me to actually buy the ticket, but my sister was the one that started showing me his songs, and that's how it all started by my sister showing me his songs. This pop culture doesn't really have a huge connection with me because I started listening to his music late and I started researching him all late. But Russ did have an influence on my life because it has made me see things different and it has shown me just to be yourself. No matter what people think, just be yourself. I like that this pop culture phenomenon. I like this pop culture phenomenon because he's not scared to say anything wrong. He's not scared to say something wrong and people get offended. Why? Because he doesn't really care what people think about him. Because he has lived a tough life before he became a rising star. And he makes it seem like he has everything, but that's what artists do, you know what I mean? This is a quote, well, not a quote. This is what he said in a interview with was people hate me because of the stance on drug abuse promotion. Yes, every artist does drugs, but a lot of people promote it and he doesn't. With me telling you a bit of my pop culture, just remember that movies can motivate you, and music can help you find yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.